You ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
This Photoshop job of the College Football 27 cover for this year is atrocious. Like, who made this? It's so bad.
This is the deluxe edition. So you have to pay extra to get Kurt Signetti on.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're paying extra to get Kurt Signetti?
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP?
Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
What is up, y'all? Welcome into the Gary Parrish Show here on Grind City Media. I'm Lane Whitaker. I'm not Gary Parrish. Gary Parrish and Chris Vernon decided today was a good day to play some golf. And then the greatest game of all time happened.
Yes, that's right.
So I'm Lane Whitaker. I'm in here with Bennett, and K-Dog Kyra's with us too, to get over all that stuff from last night's incredible Game 4 between the Knicks and the Spurs, where the Knicks completed the greatest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals and one of the great sports comebacks of all time. We'll look at that from every angle. Michael Wallace will join us. We'll talk more about that game. We'll talk about the NBA draft, which is less than 2 weeks away now, coming up right around the corner. We've got other stuff from that game to talk about, other angles, celebrities.
Yes, we have the sights and sounds from Madison Square Garden last night. Kyra was gracious enough to pull a bunch of these videos, so we're going to go through some of those. Taylor Swift, Timothy Chalamet, Ben Stiller, Wu-Tang. Larry David falling out on the sideline like it's a real-life episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. We got a lot of that. Zach Edey is apparently a beekeeper.
Yes, yeah. Yeah,
I think that just got completely buried last night during the NBA Finals.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
But I thought that was interesting, so we'll touch on that.
That's a big beekeeper outfit.
Yeah, it was Charles Huff, Memphis football coach, was on Capitol Hill yesterday.
Lecturing Ted Cruz.
Yeah, we got video of that, which I think is extremely compelling, plus some Memphis football coaching news,
yes,
I believe.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we'll touch on that. Patrick Mahomes inked a historic deal yesterday in the NFL, and the World Cup starts today. So I don't think we're going to necessarily preview the World Cup, but we'll
touch on it. Yeah.
We'll dabble in the World Cup.
I'm wearing my France jersey.
I should have worn my Belgium shirt because I'm locked on with Belgium in this and the Netherlands as well. I did not, though. Maybe tomorrow.
I've adopted France as my other team.
Okay. Sounds good. And then the Stanley Cup Finals are tonight, so we'll touch on that at the end as well. All right. So why don't we get into this game from last night? Yeah.
Can we rewind first to 2017?
Okay.
I was, I'm from Atlanta.
Yes.
In 2017, the Atlanta Falcons made the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a column for GQ, where I was working at the time, about how this was the Falcons' time. We made it. This is it.
Yeah. Matty Ice, veteran.
The show Atlanta won the Emmy that year. The Migos had the #1 album in the country. It was all lining up. We were playing the Patriots. Everybody hates the Patriots. It was like perfect for the Falcons. I wrote this column and I got a note from somebody who knew Falcons head coach Dan Quinn, who sent me a note and said, "We appreciate it. We appreciate the support." I thought, this is it. Someone invited me to the Super Bowl. I got to go to the Super Bowl. And I was there when the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead. So I've seen something like this before. I've been through it. I was there. I went through all the emotions.
Yep. I have as well, actually.
I don't know if this was, I don't know if last night's game 4 was worse than the Falcons. Because if it had been in game 7, I think that makes it worse than, because the Falcons losing that Super Bowl 51 is probably the worst blown championship of all time, right? Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's one game. Like, you don't get to bounce back. The Spurs, they have the chance.
Yeah.
But that was it, the Falcons.
For me, on a lower level, it was I saw a ton of Grizzlies fans talking about this last night. It was, I believe, 2012 playoff series versus the Clippers in that game 1 where you have the huge lead, 9-point lead late in the game. Nick Young hits 3 straight 3-pointers within a minute, and all of a sudden Clippers are in it. They win game 1, ultimately win that series, I believe, in 7 games. And so it kind of like haunted the Grizzlies throughout that series. Obviously, that's first round of the playoffs, so way different than the NBA Finals. But yeah, I have seen something kind of similar to that in person. But last night was an all-timer, man. I mean, it's why you cannot stop watching NBA games. It's why I always say this, man. It's never over. NBA games, like the league has changed so much over the past decade, especially with the 3-point line. Like, you're never unless you're up 30 with like 5 minutes left.
So my son had a basketball game last night that started at 8 o'clock. I get to the game, and first of all, the ratings have been really good for this finals.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is just anecdotal or here, whatever, but there was like 5 or 6 dads watching the games on their phone last night, which is pretty rare. Like, you don't see that many parents usually like locked into a random Knicks Spurs game at somewhere else in Memphis, right? On a random Wednesday night, whatever it was. Anyway, a bunch of dads were watching the game. I set my DVR to record the game because I knew we were going to do this show today.
Yep.
So I thought, all right, I'll get home and watch it. And then the dads next to me are like, "Hey, Spurs are up 25." It's, they're filling me in. I'm thinking, I'm not even going to have to watch this whole thing. But Ben and I'm committed to this job. I got home last night. I started from the beginning of the game. I start watching it. I see the Spurs build up that huge lead in the first half, 14 3-pointers. Looked like they couldn't miss, man. They were getting the ball. Devin Vassell was making everything he threw up there. Champagne's been like nails this whole finals. The Spurs were so good in those first 2 quarters. And then I was staying off Twitter, and I happened to check Twitter at halftime. I was thinking maybe I can just like fast forward through the second half, and I see someone post just the "I love this game" like thing, and I'm like, oh no, like this,
something's happening.
So I watched it. I watched the whole thing. So I stuck with it, and I watched the Spurs just blow it in the second half. Like, I mean, was it as simple as like they only made 8 field goals in the second half? They stopped.
Yeah, 30 points in the second half for the Spurs.
They just looked like they just were happy to shoot threes, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you build a lead that big, you always are going to have a tendency to coast. That's why there's always runs in the NBA, but man, it's the finals. Like, it just feels like you got to go pedal to the metal the whole entire time, and they completely let off the gas. Why don't we like relive that last minute of the game real quick? So we've got here the of course infamous now OG Anunoby game-winning putback off the inbound pass.
Okay,
let's do that.
Let's go flat for Jalen Brunson. Allow him to operate at the top. 101.
Brunson gets it, fires up a 3. Shot no good. The tip, it's gone.
I have 2 issues with that play.
It's gone with 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106.
It's not even over. They're hugging.
But they knew, man. Like, you knew there was no way the Spurs were going to score.
They can't believe it.
Sandman. What's up, Jerry? Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to this group later. Yeah.
Marcus Camby, Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson.
And just came up short.
It's free.
So good. Okay.
So 2 issues with that. Why didn't they defend the inbounds pass?
That's so Richard Jefferson, I think, pointed that out right before the play started. He was like, and it doesn't look like anybody's guarding the inbound pass.
Because
you knew as soon as that happened, OG Anunoby knew exactly what he was doing.
I mean, and I think De'Aaron Fox was nominally the guy who's supposed to be guarding Anunoby on that play because he throws it into Brunson. They double him to get the ball out of his hands, and Fox is the guy who doubles him. And he takes that terrible shot, not a great shot from Brunson, but whatever. He's been hot. You can live with it. He takes that shot, and De'Aaron Fox just buys a ticket. Like, he just turns around and watches. And Anunoby just goes right to the basket and scores. And then, like, I think that it's such a cool shot, but it kind of discounts how hard of a shot that was by Anunoby. It wasn't even a shot. It was a tip.
Yeah, this is the slow-mo version of it.
Yeah, like, this is not a great shot. Over Wemby, like, that's tough.
I would agree. That's a bad shot,
but
probably.
There's 3 seconds left on the clock. You have time to get a rebound, get foul, something. But look at this tip.
Look at the hops, man. I mean, that dude is a hero in New York forever.
I had a flash. Like I said, you knew there was no way the Spurs were going to score on the other end of this play. And you know what the Knicks did when the Spurs inbounded the ball? Karl Anthony Towns guarding the inbounds pass.
Yeah.
He actually tips the pass and ruins the play. Like, imagine if you put Wemby on Anunoby there to guard the inbounds pass, or put Luke Cornett and somebody on there. Dylan Harper, I don't care. Put somebody on that inbounds guy to make it where you don't just get a clear look in on the pass and a clear run to the basket. So
yeah, and I'm with you, like, because they hit that game winner and they really start celebrating, and it's like, okay, well, the Spurs are going to get a final look at this, but the defense of the Knicks in that second half was so good, you just knew they weren't going to get a shot off, and they really didn't.
It's like at that Super Bowl 51, the Patriots tied it up and they went to overtime and they had a coin toss, and as they walked out for the coin toss, my friend who I was with turns to me and goes, "There's no way the Patriots are not going to win this coin toss, right?" And then they won the coin toss and win the game. Like, there was so much momentum on the side of the Knicks at that point. There's no way they were not going to win that game.
Yeah, we got the final play of the game too. We'll go ahead and play that one.
It's a cool play. It's for Vassell instead of Wemby. It's like a dummy for Wemby. Vassell like slips the screen and cuts in.
No timeouts left. They have to get it in.
It's open.
Harper lobs it inside. Castle hasn't lost it. That's it. It's over. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history. The Knicks pull off the miracle comeback and lead it 3-1.
And then we could also play. I mean, we're gonna do when we get to the 5 more things. We're gonna do
roundup.
We're gonna do a look around MSG. But like, somebody did a compilation video, the streets of New York last night. This sort of, we can't. I think there's a song playing underneath it, so we can't do that. But we'll just talk over it. But this is a taste of the streets of New York last night. Around Madison Square Garden, if we have it.
I mean, I lived in New York City for 16 years. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. I love Spider-Man too.
I lived in New York City for like 16 years, and the one sort of
the parakeet.
The one sort of unifying thing about that whole time was, well, 2 things, I guess. Number 1, the Knicks were bad the whole time I lived there. They won 1 playoff series the entire time I lived in New York City. But Knicks fans, to their credit, always had this like sort of unwarranted faith in their team. They always felt that it was like this belief that the Knicks were better than everyone thought they were, you know. Knicks fans have always had a lot of faith and trust in this team, and look, they haven't won a title in 53 years. They're this close. They're a win away. And now it feels like, I don't know, it feels like they're going to win the title, right?
Okay. Yes.
It does.
It does.
They've got all the momentum. At the same,
The crazy thing about it, the Spurs have been the better team in the series, like every single game for the most part. It's wild. The biggest question, like the big question coming out of last night's game is, did the Knicks win it or did the Spurs lose it? It's really about the whole series. Did the Spurs lose it or did the Knicks win it? Because the Spurs have led by double digits in every game. Yeah. They've led, what did you say?
They've had the lead in the last 2 minutes of every game. To me, the thing is this, like the Spurs have not, except for game 3, the Spurs have not had a game where they played well for all 4 quarters in a row. Every game, it's like 2 quarters, 3 quarters, whatever. They didn't play. They've not had a 48-minute game except for game 3. Now, maybe that is their youth. Maybe that's inexperience. Maybe it's the Knicks. kind of resiliency and being able to hang around and then, hit the pedal at the end.
I also think Mike Brown's out coaching Mitch Johnson at the end of these games. Yeah, I mean, you had multiple timeouts again last night.
There was a 20-4 run by the Knicks where no timeout was called.
No timeouts.
Yeah.
Like you gotta. First off, you just have to get Wemby posting up.
You got to get De'Aaron Fox out of the game.
Yeah.
And I get, De'Aaron Fox to me is an interesting story here because, we were talking about this off air, he was hurt in that Oklahoma City at the start of that series. And in the first couple of games he played in that series, he could barely move around the court. Mm-hmm. He's starting to kind of get some mobility back. He's sort of the adult in the room for this Spurs team. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, they look kind of frazzled, not sure what to do. And in game 3, actually, down the stretch, Fox hit a couple of those shots, mid-range jumpers, that kind of calmed everything down and, got them into their offense. Mm-hmm. And then in the second half last night, he was so bad, just turning the ball over, lazy passes. He took that shot at the end when I kind of get it. You have an open layup. It seems like an open layup.
Yeah, but man, I mean, just again, like you said, you're a veteran.
Left.
You got to have the awareness. You've got to
turn around and dribble out.
Yeah, especially with how bad your team is playing down the stretch. Just get to the free throw line and get something easy.
The play before that, Wemby missed 2 free throws. So maybe De'Aaron Fox is you know what? Screw the pressure. Yeah, I don't want these free throws. I'd rather just take this layup and it's contested and maybe I'll get a call, maybe not. There's no way they're calling a foul on that shot. But maybe he's thinking that, or maybe he just didn't even take into consideration clock. But for a guy who was Mr. Clutch, who won the clutch player in the NBA a couple of years ago, that's kind crazy. Of a tough play to look at and be like, what was he doing on that play? I don't know. Town, we also aren't really talking about the first half of that game because
the 2 fouls on Towns,
the 3 in the first, Towns turned into a pumpkin in the first half. He was not good to start that game.
Because he got 2 fouls in the first minute, right?
Yeah. In the first 105 or something like that. He gets pulled. They had to put Ariel Huck-Porty in the game. Mitchell Robinson
looked very confused.
Mitchell Robinson just looked like he's the most gassed person in Madison Square Garden. He played 5 minutes. They took him out and then put him back in because they didn't really have any answers. I mean, the Knicks were just trying to survive that first half, and they're down 29. You're like, all right, they're not surviving. The Spurs are doing what they're supposed to do against this Knicks team that is struggling. I also feel and I talked about this yesterday on Grizz Beat, Jalen Brunson to me has been an interesting case study in these playoffs because all season long I watched the Knicks play and I always felt like Jalen Brunson's a ball hog. That's how he plays. He's a ball hog. And I thought it works.
Fair.
To an extent that works, right?
They're in the finals, yeah.
Yeah, you're in the finals. But I always felt at some point that you can't play that way. And then in these finals, going into last night's game, they were minus 14 when Brunson was on the court. They were plus 24 when Brunson was on the bench.
Interesting.
He had 13 assists and 13 turnovers going into that game last night in the finals.
Well, and that's why they clearly were playing Alvarado out there with him just to have another ball handler out there because of all the turnovers.
He also played 43 minutes last night, 44 minutes. He played a lot of minutes. So you figure they need just help. Give him a break when they can. But I felt in the first half last night, there was a lot of plays where Brunson looked like he was trying to get other guys involved. He was driving into the paint, kicking out, and they were missing shots. Mm-hmm. McBride missed a couple of threes. Shamit, who hasn't missed in the whole playoffs, missed some shots.
He's been good, man. Shout out him.
So I thought Brunson, and I actually wrote in my notes, I was like, Brunson, he needs to be a ball
American
hog.
Conference legend, Landry Shamit. I think he was the American. Yeah, because he played at Wichita State. I think they were the American at that point. Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like Brunson needed to be a ball hog again. And he was in the second half, and he took over. And that, the Knicks needed somebody to kind of carry them. And especially in that fourth quarter, you're like, I'll live with Brunson doing whatever he can do. Even that shot over Wemby wasn't a great shot, but he made a big three the possession before that from the wing that cut it to a 1 point like that. So I don't know. I thought it was a I don't know if the Spurs lost or if the Knicks won, but maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, again, like you said, they're young. They'll learn from this. I think the Knicks are winning the series. I'm sure they're heavy favorites now at Vegas to win the series. In the back of my head, it's going back to San Antonio. The Spurs have looked great up until the end of pretty much all of these games, outside of maybe game 3. And so it's just you feel
I wouldn't discount them. I bet the Spurs
discount them
I bet the Spurs are favored in Game 5.
They gotta be.
They're the home team.
Yeah.
Like, it's been close.
And then you come back to Madison Square Garden and the pressure's up for the Knicks just like it was in Game 3. So I don't think it's over, but I would be.
It would be Sunday, right? Game 6.
I think
there's 2 days between games, so they're off Thursday. I mean, they're off today. They're off Friday. They play Saturday. No, it'd be
Saturday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I would say this. Like, I've covered lots of these NBA playoffs and finals. The thing about a playoff series is it's always about adjustments, right? And what you do from game to game, how you figure out ways to change your attack. And the Knicks in the second half, I think they found something with that Alvarado-Brunson lineup, which they hadn't really run. It made the Spurs play Champagnie more than they've played him down the stretch in some of these games because Brunson was picking on Champagnie in some of the previous games. So they had to have Champagnie out there just to have the size and speed to keep up with the Knicks, and it didn't work out for the Spurs. So I wonder what's their counter to this in the next game? Like, what do they do that makes them Champagnie was -4 last night when he was on the court. Castle also was in foul trouble last night too, and that hurts. He only played 25 minutes for the Spurs.
Hey, real quick before we get to Mike, I wanted to ask you this. OG Anunoby, first off, totally get why the Grizzlies were offering a bunch of first-round picks for that guy years ago. I think
he's like a robot.
I think Zach Kleiman saw the vision. Yeah.
Do you see like those interviews where he's like, they were like, "How do you feel about it?" He goes, "Feel pretty good."
Yeah.
It's like a robot programmed to be an awesome basketball player. He hits threes, he plays defense, he makes the pass, he cuts down the lane. He does everything you want a basketball player to do, and there's no shenanigans otherwise. It's just
former team Thad, OG Anunoby. That's pretty cool.
From Missouri.
Okay, so my question to you, a trivia question, 10, 20 years from now. Most underrated player in the NBA?
Right now?
Most underrated, if they win this championship.
He might be the MVP of the finals. I was thinking about that.
Because he's already got one with Toronto.
Yeah.
And he was a big part of that.
He's not underrated if he's the finals MVP.
If he's the finals MVP, you obviously cannot call him underrated. That's very true. But man,
a friend of mine, a New York friend of mine,
he's been so good in this series, man. He is just like, he can guard anybody, guard any position.
You know what's in New York?
The IQ's off the charts.
15 years from now in New York, there's going to be the OG Anunoby Middle School in Brooklyn. There's going to be the OG Anunoby Bridge to Staten Island. Everything's going to be named for OG Anunoby in New York if they win this thing.
Yeah.
And he's going to, like, the way, it's also funny because the Knicks have their legends courtside. And it's like, you always see Marbury and Sprewell and LJ and Camby and all these Starks. And it's all guys who never won anything.
Right.
What if this team wins? Like, those guys are heroes in New York for not winning anything. If this team wins it all, like, these guys are good. There used to be a Mickey Mantle restaurant on 59th Street. Like, there's going to be, I was thinking, there'll be the Jalen Brunson Bistro on the Upper East Side. Like, there's going to be stuff all over the city from these guys. They're going to own New York for the rest of their lives, which is a pretty good place to be. All right. You want to take a break? We'll take a break. We'll get back here with Michael Wallace. You're watching the Gary Parrish Show on Grind City Media.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
Big shouts out to our guy Zodiac GM.
I don't know how Zodiac has not been hired by a front office yet. Seriously.
This is going to feel a little bit. Zodiac nailed it. I mean, just nailed it.
Nailed it.
Absolutely nailed it. Obviously, look, if the Grizzlies are smart, if any team's smart, they're going to contact this guy about the energies and who to draft and who would fit in with the energies.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Welcome back to the Gary Parrish Show here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker sitting in for GP, Bennett Doyle, Kyra. The K-Dog is here, and we are joined, like Gary is always joined on Thursdays, by the great Michael Wallace, joining us live from, I thought he was at IKEA, but he said no, he was at the gym.
Man, IKEA is closed down, man.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Memphis, they don't have an IKEA spot, so I just
we should take over the empty place. We can all get off. Mike, that game last night, Ben and I just spent the first half hour talking about that. You and I have covered lots and lots and lots and lots of series through the years, playoffs, whatever. Like, playoff series are always about making adjustments. And if you're the Spurs, all 4 games you've had the lead inside of 2 minutes. You've only won one of those 4 games. If you're the Spurs going into Game 5, you go back home, coming off the worst loss in the history of the NBA Finals, worst blown lead. What adjustments are you making heading into Game 5 if you're the Spurs?
I think for 3.5 quarters, Lang, the Spurs are doing everything that they need to do. I mean, they have the game plan. If you can be up by double figures, they're starting off games well. They're leading after the end of the first quarter, so the game plan is right. I just think that they're for whatever reason, man, they show their youth and immaturity in clutch time. And that's that. I don't know if you can correct that in real time from that standpoint, because even your veteran in that situation, like you saw last night from De'Aaron Fox, he was making the most egregious mistakes in the final minutes of that game. So, they have the strategy, they have the blueprint. They just have to close, and they just have to eliminate those self-inflicted wounds from that standpoint. If they can, do that, then I fully expect them to go back home to San Antonio, win Game 5, and force a Game 6 back in New York. And they're not intimidated by the Garden environment. So, we'll see what happens from that standpoint. But they got to start by winning Game 5 and eliminating mistakes.
Do you really? I mean, I don't know. Ben and I were just talking about this. I kind of feel like there's no way the Spurs are going to win this series now.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I feel the same way. Conventional wisdom says that, you don't come back from 3-1 against these Knicks when they show such resilience in the way that they're playing. They're the more mature team. They're the more veteran team. But these Spurs have been defiant, man. Like, they weren't supposed to go into Oklahoma City, even though Oklahoma City was down a couple guys, and win like they won in Game 7. Yeah. So, they were up 30 in Madison Square Garden in a pivotal game that the Knicks absolutely had to win. So to say the Spurs can't do it, I'm not ready to put that label on them, just because they don't know what they don't know yet. They don't know that they should be intimidated by these odds. They just go out there and play. And we'll see. Like I said, it's just a matter of 2 or 3 possessions in each one of these games that if they go a different way, then they might be in a situation to have a different outcome. It didn't. Yeah. So now they're down 3-1.
They looked. I will say this: they did look intimidated in that fourth quarter. In the last 3 minutes, Wemby in the first half told the Knicks that he was in their heads, and then he looked like the Knicks were in his head when he missed those 2 free throws down the stretch. He also got an egg thrown at his head when he was getting off the bus after the game, getting into the hotel. There's video of that going around. Wemby is like an interesting conversation because arguably the MVP of the league. That's at least like the argument has been made. 22 years old. What more do we need to see from Wemby for the Spurs in Game 5, 6, 7 if it goes there?
I think we need from Wemby, we need to be able to see him saying, okay, I'm not going to stay outside. I'm going to go into the lane, and I'm going to force these guys to foul me. I know that I'm getting beat up. I know it's not going to be comfortable, but I just got to take it, man. If I force the action in the paint, if I dominate the paint on both ends, then things can be a little bit different, right? And what you're not seeing is you're not seeing Victor Wembanyama just completely dominate. He's ending up with good stat lines, but he's not dominating like he did in stretches against Oklahoma City and then in previous rounds before that. So, again, part of that is because of the Knicks. Like, they're putting a lot of different combinations of bodies on him. They're forcing him to think much more than he's ever had to think on a basketball court with the chess match with Karl Anthony Towns, and then the physicality. And then in some stages, he's got to worry about that knot, Jose Alvarado, around his knees. And then, guys pulling and tugging at his jersey. So there's a lot going on from that standpoint. But Vic just needs a dominant game, and he's got to deliver it in Game 5 back home in San Antonio. He can do it, and I think the Spurs can do it, but they just have to take it, as the cliche goes, one game at a time. If you put it in a vacuum, just do it one game, one quarter at a time, and they can do it.
I feel like one of the things with Wemby is like, we've seen all these bigs come before him, and like when the Spurs used to need a basket, they'd give it to Tim Duncan on the left block. When the Lakers needed a bucket, they threw it to Kareem in the post, and he would do the skyhook. When when this Spurs team gets it to Wemby, they need a bucket. He's doing size up moves outside the 3-point line. Kind of to your point, like he doesn't really have anything that is the Wemby move, and he's 22 years old. Maybe that comes with experience. Maybe that comes with improvement and growth. But do you feel like we're still kind of just seeing like version 1.0 or 2.0 of Wemby?
I think we are, but I think what also makes him so dynamic and such a player that we've never seen before is because of his ability to do everything. I was on a group chat last night with some guys, and we were saying, I said, look, when people say Wemby needs a go-to move, but when you can absolutely do a little bit of everything, no, you don't. That makes you unguardable from that standpoint. And some of the footwork that he has, the up and unders, the reversing on the other side of the basket, the length, he just has to mix it up. The problem is he gets stagnant when he has to see multiple defenders in front of him in the face-up game. Yeah. Can he go with more back to the basket? Is he going to be a traditional post-up guy? No, he's not going to be Tim Duncan. He's not going to be Akeem when it comes to that. He's not going to be one of those Patrick Ewing type guys, because that limits what he's capable of doing. So, I think what you need to give him is guys around him that can create space. And it's a chess match from that standpoint. You almost have to bring him out top. Can he handle out top and be a facilitator from that standpoint, where he's looking down and has shooters on both sides of him?
Yeah.
But then that takes the ball out of the hands of guards who can get into the paint. So it's a conundrum, but I think we'll figure it out, and Wembanyama will definitely figure it out too.
It's a conundrum, and a lot of that's going to end up in the lap of Mitch Johnson, the coach of the Spurs. What's your take on the way we've seen this series coached? I think the Knicks get rid of Tom Thibodeau after making it to the conference finals, and everybody kind of decries, oh no, what are they doing? And they go out and hire Mike Brown, and Mike Brown has kind of pushed all the right buttons. It feels like, like we said, the Spurs have had the lead inside 2 minutes of every game, and they've only won one of those, which means the Knicks have done whatever the right things were. Even last night, Mike Brown pulled all the right levers in that game. What's your take on just watching the coaching matchup between Mitch Johnson and the wily veteran Mike Brown?
It's such a thin line between great coaching and absolutely asinine coaching.
Yeah.
Right. Because the thing about it is, Josh Hart blew a layup. And if you go on the other end and De'Aaron Fox holds the ball, gets fouled, and makes 2 free throws, then it becomes a different outcome and the Knicks possibly win. And we're not talking about Mitch Johnson blowing the game. We're talking about how the Spurs survived, right, and showed that gall and that moxie to blow that lead and then to come back and survive. So it's just one of those things where, coaching is such a fragile position to have. I didn't think that the coaching was the problem towards the end. Yeah, could you call more timeouts?
Yeah.
Could you try to run different offensive sets? Could you do some of these things? Yes. But by and large, you made the plays you needed to make. The Spurs made the plays to be able to escape in terms of putting themselves in position. They just didn't execute from that standpoint. As much as, you can say Wemby missed the free throws, yes, he did. But Stephon Castle made 2 clutch free throws in that same situation a few seconds, around that same time. So, again, it's you got to live and you got to learn. This is going to be heartbreaking for the Spurs. once they figure out what this series is going to be. But I also think this is the chip on their shoulder that they're going to carry forward and realize, hey, these were the growing pains of this series, and we're going to come back next year and make sure this doesn't happen.
Or, and I speak as a Falcons fan, you blow a giant lead like that, and then it ruins your franchise for the next decade. So hopefully the Spurs are able to bounce back. Let's talk draft a little bit. I've been doing the draft board breakdown show with Gary Parrish for the last couple of weeks. And the question I get every time I go out is, are we getting Boozer? And the answer I get is, I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen. What's your sense, Mike, when you've talked to people around the league, looking at these mock drafts and everything else? Like what do you think is the best scenario here, looking forward for the Grizzlies in the draft?
Yeah, well, I'll say this as a shameless plug to what we do, man. If you're not following Grind City Media and what we've done for the last several weeks leading up to this draft.
And your series, your series with all the different beat writers.
Yes, including what you and Gary are doing with the Draft Insight, and then, the mock draft series that we're having too. I mean, Grind City Media every single day is delivering from that standpoint. What it looks like to me is that, when you have so much time, a month of time, and analysis by paralysis, you're going to report yourself into circles and you're going to hear certain things. And, but I think what it all comes back to is the same thing I heard from the very moment in that sequestered room. The 4 teams that ended up with the top 4 picks were all absolutely thrilled to land where they were. And each team identified a different guy that they envisioned walking away with. Chicago at number 4 is absolutely cool with taking whoever is left among, the 4 guys in terms of DeBanster, Peterson, Boozer, and Caleb Wilson. The Grizzlies are earmarked for Boozer. And if something happens differently, then it will be going away from what Utah or Washington initially thought about doing. So something would have had to happen between the lottery and the draft in order for it not to be DeBanster, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson. I still think it's going to fall that way. And I think the intrigue starts at the number 5 in terms of where that run of guards go. But at the end of the day, man, if you're top 4, if you're the Grizzlies, you're going to come away with a franchise-altering young guy who's just scratching the surface of what his potential could be.
I know, like you, like me, during the NBA season, we're kind of like immersed in the NBA and don't watch a ton of college, not as much as Gary does. And then you get to this time of year and you start seeing clips and videos of all these guys and workouts and all these things. Is there anybody like outside that top 4, Mike, that you've seen video of and has kind of jumped out to you as somebody, that's kind of an interesting guy?
You know what? They're two. I think with the way the last 2 rounds of the playoffs have gone, I'm really, really intrigued in what is going to happen with Ade Mara, the big man, 7'2", 7'3" kid from Michigan. Because we've seen the Chet Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama. You need the length, you need the versatility among the bigs. And I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but depending on where he is and what teams' needs are, I can see him being a plug-in. And I'm not saying he's a top 5 or whatever. I'm just saying he's intriguing. And then the other one to me, man, I think Keaton Wagler is ready-made for the NBA because of his length, his size, his ability to play make, his pick and roll, the fact that he's already played sort of in a European system with what Illinois has done.
Yeah.
I think he reminds me of a sort of a less explosive version of Tyrese Halliburton. But he also gives you sort of that I can see over the defense and kind of do what I need to do to set up my teammates as well, too, as a playmaker. So I like what intrigue he brings. Those are the 2 guys that I scratch my head and say, man, whoever ends up with those 2 are going to feel like they got a top 4 pick, even if they fall out of the top 5.
I also saw the other day that Wagler has put on 20 pounds in the last year. So it's clearly he's still maturing and getting bigger. The one guy to me that's jumped out is Ibuka Okori, who I think people don't know a ton about. Guy led the ACC in scoring as a freshman. And if you watch his clips, there's a lot of Dennis Schroeder to his game and a lot of kind of globetrotter stuff. Like he gets in the paint and ball fakes and pump fakes and does lots of fun little stuff to watch. He'll be a fun guy in the NBA. And if you can dominate the ACC at 6 feet tall as a freshman, I think it translates. Last thing, and then we'll let you get back to your workout. So the Grizzlies have the 3rd pick, the 16th pick, and the 32nd pick. We're still 2 weeks from the draft. We know the history of Zach Kleiman and the Grizzlies front office in these drafts. What do you think the odds are that the Grizzlies actually pick 3, 16, and 32?
0. I think it's absolutely 0% chance that happens. I think they're locked in at 3.
Yeah.
I don't think 16 is going to be 16. And, by the end of the day, I think 32 may turn into 29 or 28 or something like that.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, bringing in 3 guys to roster 3 guys, there's going to have to be some roster movement in terms of what you already have, because you're not set up right now to bring 3 guys on without having to eliminate another roster spot or 2 to make room. There is the unfortunate business decision that has to be made with Brandon Clark's roster spot. May rest in peace from that standpoint. But in terms of accounting purposes, bringing in 3 rookies on what will, even at 32, usually what the Grizzlies do is that even at 32, they've typically guaranteed a 3-year contract for a guy in the second round that high. I don't know if you're going to guarantee 3 rookies in terms of contracts coming in. They might consolidate and then move forward from there, but we'll see. There's a lot of work to be done between now and less than 2 weeks.
I think we all have PTSD from the Grizzlies bringing in 3 rookies before, and the way that kind of
Five that year, because in the second round you got Vince Williams Jr. and you also got was that Vince Williams Jr.'s draft? Sure was.
I think it was Vincent. Was it Jitty? Who else was in that?
No. It was Lofton.
Oh yeah.
Lofton and the kid from Tennessee, the point guard.
Kennedy Chandler.
Yeah. He got the biggest second-round contract in history at that time. Yeah.
Yep. So you had Roddy, LaRavia, Chandler,
KJ Lofton, and
and Vince Williams. That was the 5.
Skinny Lofton. Now, have you seen the video of Lofton working out? Yeah,
I have, man. He looks like he's putting in the work that you and me are putting in.
I know, man. I see you're in the gym. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning and got my steps in. All right, man. We'll let you go. Stay locked in on all this Grind City Media draft coverage, like Mike said. Mike's doing the mock draft with the writers from every team around the league. Gary and I we got to do our mock draft. I just realized we haven't started that. We got to film that on Monday, and then make sure you come down here for the FedEx Forum draft party on the night of the draft, the 23rd, the first round. You can be in the arena. You can watch our coverage. We'll have a live show on Grind City Media too. Mike, let you get back to getting those weights up. All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you. All right, Bennett.
So I wanted to touch on the draft a little bit after that. I completely agree, with what you guys were just talking about. I think that I would be willing to bet that they are wanting to come out of this draft with 2 rookies that are just a part of this thing. Obviously, your number 3 pick's going to be a part of this thing, but I think the other one they want on the high end, that's just a guy that locks in, is in the lineup from day one kind of guy, as opposed to a project. It just doesn't feel like.
I don't want a 32nd pick. I want number 3 and something between 5 and 13.
Yeah.
2 guys who are two guys who are rotation guys.
Also, Tim Bontemps, who's one of my favorite people that covers the NBA, who's been on this show, he put out his player comps yesterday and I just thought it was interesting, these guys that the Grizzlies are going to have a choice of at number 3. And I think it made me feel even better about Cameron Boozer. I mean, I think everybody feels good about it. And frankly, I'm going to be honest with you.
You have reservations?
No.
Right.
I
love Cameron Boozer. I would take Cameron Boozer number 1.
So when we first found out we were getting number 3 and we were doing, and GP, has been doing his mock drafts for a while, and he slotted in Caleb Wilson at number 3 for the Grizzlies because he loves the upside. But he also has acknowledged plenty of times over and over again, if the Grizzlies draft Cameron Boozer at number 3, you feel great about it. I think that's the great thing about this that we got to remind ourselves of is we are coming away with a great player, likely great player.
Well, no. If you get Caleb Wilson, you have a chance of getting a great player.
I think he's going to be really good.
Maybe so.
But he's definitely got the question.
We don't know. I mean,
here's the thing.
You can project that he's going to be a great player. Cameron Boozer, dude was a player of the year this year. You're getting a great player with him.
Let's just say, and I don't think this would happen, but let's just say that Cameron Boozer and Caleb Wilson are both there on draft night and the Grizzlies take Caleb Wilson. I'm not going to sit here and say, what are they doing? I'm going to sit here and say, obviously, they have a real conviction and think this guy is the star of the draft.
Sure.
And so I think that's the beauty of picking at number 3. Let's say that, Boozer goes in the top 2 with DeBonsta. I think the one thing me and GP both agree on is DeBonsta is not falling to 3. That's not happening.
I agree.
So you don't even have to really think about him.
Because, even if Washington does something else at 1, there's no way Utah is letting him DeBonce go.
I don't think so. I
mean, the owner paid for him to go to BYU. Like, they want DeBonce.
He's also a really good face of the franchise.
Sure.
Like, dude, he's doing the sideline stuff last night for the NBA Finals. He's there in the crowd.
And he can play next to Jaren. He could, like he's a good scorer. Like he'd be a good fit for them.
But like again, if the Grizzlies end up coming away with Peterson on draft night, I'm going to be fired up about it.
Yeah.
That's why we got to remind ourselves, it's so awesome that we got the number 3 pick instead of all this, they're going to mess up or that. No, they're going to get a good player in this draft.
I fell into a rabbit hole yesterday. As I mentioned to Mike, I've been watching footage of all these guys, and the Ibuka Okori footage is awesome. But I fell into a rabbit hole of Darren Peterson high school footage. Mm-hmm. And like his college highlights are great. His high school footage is outrageous.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, so real quick, these player comps. So for DeBonce, who we both agree is not going to be there for the Grizzlies anyways, but the high-end comp was supercharged Jaylen Brown. Low-end comp is supercharged R.J. Barrett. So I think you'd feel good about both of those.
I'd want more than R.J. Barrett.
Probably with the number 1 overall pick. Yeah. Fair enough. Although he's had the most postseason success out of those top 3 picks in that draft. Just saying. For Darren Peterson, high end was Damian Lillard with better tools. Low end, Jamal Murray with better defense. I mean, dude.
Yeah, that's a great low end. Yeah, I'll take that.
That's a hell of a comp right there. And then the Boozer one, this is what made me feel good. High end, Kevin Love with more ball skills. Yep. Low end, Domantas Sabonis with better 3-point shooting. Okay. So, I think, I think Grizzlies fans would be maybe not disappointed, but you want a player that's going to project better than Domantas Sabonis.
I think that's too low, Sabonis, for him. Because the one thing about Boozer is remember the last month of the season for Duke, the point guard got hurt. Mm-hmm. And even in the NCAA tournament, Boozer was essentially their point guard. Yeah. He was bringing the ball up the court, calling plays, getting guys into actions, going off pick and rolls. He can, Sabonis can't do that. Boozer can do that. And Boozer's a 40% 3-point shooter and a rebounder. And maybe, he's not as athletic as, whoever, Caleb Wilson.
Sure.
But he's fine. He's good enough. Yeah. I have zero problems with Boozer.
Yeah, and then the last one was
who's Wilson?
Caleb Wilson. His high-end comp was a bouncier Pascal Siakam. Okay. Low-end is peak John Collins. So that's now you're starting to get into more of the uncertainty stuff.
Well, I mean, I saw somebody else compare him to Pascal Siakam in a draft, and Siakam's been an all-star
for sure.
He made it to the finals. He's a good player.
Won a title. Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. We still got it's the 23rd, so it's 12 days until the draft. So we'll see how it all plays out. I just hope we end up with Cameron Boozer. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Good with me, man. Good with me.
All right, let's take a break. We come back. We have 5 things. You're watching the Gary Parrish Show on Grind City Media.
Get ready, Grizzlies fans. It is time for the Surfside Can Shuffle. Can you keep up with the cans and find Mac the Crab?
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sacramento King fans, whatever you do, do not swipe. De'Aaron Fox, they fire Mike Brown.
Oh, no.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. No.
5 NBA Finals appearances in the last 4 years for people that were in the Kings facility.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled. And Ortho South, they understand this better than anyone. Since injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, on evenings, and even on Saturdays. So the next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. You can just walk in, and Ortho South, they will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
Welcome back to the Gary Parrish Show here on Grind City Media. Kyra Bennett Lang, we're hanging out with you today, and it's time to get into 5 things.
Number 1.
All right, I knew we weren't gonna have enough time to do like the sights and sounds from MSG last night, just because we had to talk about the game. But
we got time now.
There was a ton of them. Why don't we start with Kyra? Shout out to Kyra for pulling all these
Kyra,
videos. Yes,
you
she
put a
is
lot in
my
Kyra's
hero.
lap time.
Well, the thing is
this is why we call her the K-Dog.
She hates it when I host the show, or when I
host the show.
Sorry, when you host the show, or me.
She's always so nice to me in person.
Well, because the thing is like when GP's doing the show, we might do like,
couple
three videos
yeah.
max. When I'm doing the show with you or me,
it's a lot more interactive.
I want more videos.
Yeah,
and
I
so,
do too.
And so I bombard Kyra, so I always appreciate her. Let's start with the Celebrity Row last night. Let's just set the stage with Celebrity Row last night.
At the Knicks games, because I used to cover all these Knicks games, in the media room, they post on the wall Celebrity Row, and it tells you what celebrities are at the game and what seat they're in. So if you're there covering the game, or a photographer or a TV network, you know exactly where all these people are, and you can find them for your coverage. So, but last night it wasn't hard finding people.
Yeah, I mean, we found out Taylor Swift was going to be at the game. I believe
she was with Haim
yesterday morning. Yeah, she was with
the band Haim,
the Haim sisters, and
Spike Lee, Jerry, Adam,
Timothy, Kylie. They were going to be there. Ben Stiller's been a staple.
Who's apparently making a documentary about this.
Okay, so that is cool. First off, the video is cool that he had from courtside last night. And it was funny, like people were kind of, joking, making fun of him online, like because he's doing the,
he looks like a director.
Yeah, he's doing the horizontal, like holding
here
the phone.
Right here.
Yeah,
look at Taylor Swift on the left, and Mariska Hargitay pushing.
Shoving the ref.
She's pushing Mitchell Irvin.
Security does not care. They're like, that's fine.
She's pushing James Williams. Yeah, then she runs out and hugs Jalen Brunson's dad.
She's basically law enforcement. She can do whatever she wants.
She's investigating something out there.
Yeah, so that was fun, but it's going to be awesome to see like what he does with this, because he says he's making a documentary.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, when people were making fun of it last night, I'm like, dude, Ben Stiller is a great director. Like he directs
Severance, doesn't he?
Yes, he's done all kind. He did Tropic Thunder. Like he's done all kinds of good stuff.
If I bet it, because Severance is on Apple TV, right? I bet this is some sort of Apple TV documentary, and he's doing it all on his iPhone.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Guess. Yeah, because he's also been in the press conferences, shooting the press conferences from the back of the room and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Okay, so Taylor Swift obviously is it was announced yesterday that she was going to be at the game. She's front row with the Haim sisters. They're wearing their custom shirts.
Nick Pun t-shirts.
Yeah, hers said Stevie Nicks. I believe one of them said what were they all?
There was another one. It was Nickelback.
Yeah, Nickelback. Yeah. Okay, this is Taylor on the Jumbotron.
And then Mariska Hargitay changes into one later. By the end of the game, Mariska Hargitay is in a Stevie Nicks shirt also.
She's awesome, man. She's become like one of the staples of this
Wasn't
thing.
she just in the front row at the Cavs game?
Who?
Taylor Swift. She was with Travis Kelce last week.
All right, here's the thing about that.
At the Eastern Conference Finals.
Is people were like...
He's a Cavs fan.
People were calling her a bandwagon fan. Dude, she's been going to Knicks games forever. There's all these old pictures of Taylor Swift in Knicks jersey. Yeah, look at that. That's 2014.
She doesn't have a Knicks jersey on.
She's got a pin. She's got a Knicks pin. Yeah. And there was other ones, too, of her at other games at MSG, like, over the years. And so I don't think she's a bandwagon. She was there supporting Travis Kelce at the Cavs game because he's a Ohio guy.
Classic Nashville bandwagon Knicks fan.
I don't think so. I think she can claim it.
She's going to show up when
the Heim sisters, I don't know, because they're like super
They're from LA.
Yeah, they're super LA. I would think they're Lakers.
Somebody suggested this was Taylor Swift's bachelorette party.
Oh, interesting. Because she is getting married.
And they're all drinking and having fun. And I don't know. Do you see videos of them post game, like in the hallway, celebrating and stuff?
Yeah. So we got that too. Let's go to Taylor's reaction. This is like when when OG, I believe, this is right after the game ended. Her in the arena, I think.
I didn't see this.
Yeah. So good. And then the next one is...
Do you think Mariska Hargitay was originally part of the bachelorette party, or she just kind of wormed her way in there?
I mean, it was a real celebrity row.
But those other girls had the shirts on at the start.
Right.
Maybe they just told Mariska Hargitay, we're sitting next to you. We'll meet up with you at the game and bring you a shirt. Or she sat down and they're like, oh my gosh, we're next to, Mariska Hargitay. Give her a shirt.
Okay, and so
she's in the group now.
All right, this is my favorite Taylor Swift moment from live. Right. This is back in the back, right? And this is crazy because this is happening right here. This is happening while Mitch Johnson is doing his interview like a couple feet away, dude. Like, he is having to hear all this. If you go watch the Mitch Johnson post-game press conference, you can hear all of this in the background.
There's another video similar to that. Well, first of all, MSG is really small. People don't realize it's in New York City, so it's all jammed in there together. So there's not a lot of like free space for celebrations and stuff. There's another video of Chalamet. Did you see that one?
Let's go to Chalamet. So we'll go to Timothy
in a similar spot with his shirt off.
Yeah, he's elevated himself to #1 Knicks fan. So this is him.
Is he over Ben Stiller?
This is him on the court post game, just taking in the moment
with Kylie.
Yeah, after the game. I believe he's talking to Mariska too. The fit, that's a decent fit. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's Josh Safdie, one of the Safdie brothers.
He sat with him in the last game.
They did Marty Supreme. Kylie's documenting the whole thing. That was pretty good. Okay, and then here's Timothy. Now, he was back there in the back, too. I don't know how close he was to Taylor Swift, but he went insane, way more than she did. He ripped the mic away from Entertainment Tonight and was, screaming at it. Stiller's there, too. Yeah. So good. Wait, I want to see when he grabs the mic.
Do you put him at #1 Knicks fan?
Man,
who's the #1? Spike Lee has got to be #1 celebrity Knicks fan.
Spike Lee is #1 Knicks fan.
He's like the Pope of celebrity Knicks fans.
Spike Lee is #1 Knicks fan all time. Timothy is #1 current Knicks fan.
Over Stiller. Because on that 2014 photo of Taylor Swift, she was next to Ben Stiller, front row.
Stiller definitely has more longevity over him. I just think the star of Timothy Chalamet is so big right now.
Oscar loser.
Well, that wasn't fair, if we're being honest. I'll stand on that, but happy for Michael B. I always would be glad that he won that Oscar.
I mean, Chalamet is dating the hottest chick in the game, right? Kylie.
Yeah.
His star is about as hot as it can get.
Yes.
For a young actor in Hollywood.
Yes. Okay, we got some more. This is a really good one. So we got before, some of this we've already seen, but we got before and after footage of celebrity. This is while they're down like 1,000,000 points, right? Carmelo, Stephon Marbury, Coach Cal, and Sandman.
Carmelo looked like he was having a cigarette.
Stiller's bummed.
Chris Rock.
Yeah. I guess this was his mom, maybe. Coach Cal taking a selfie with Adam Sandler is so good. And then this is after the game winner. So good. Marcus Camby. Yeah. I saw him and Coach Cal. Coach Cal said, "This is my first guy."
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out UMass.
Yeah. Okay. This one is by far my favorite clip from the entire night, and it is because it is Curb Your Enthusiasm come to life. Larry David sitting front row. This is Larry David when Josh Hart misses the wide open layup. This is so good.
I love LD.
Like that.
Oh.
He really is
He's the best.
that guy.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, the show is
that's
just him. Being him. Did you see there was another clip of him courtside and Shaq was like, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he tripped.
Because he tripped him on
tripped
curb.
me.
Yeah, season 2, I think. Yeah.
Okay, and so a couple more. Ernie Johnson got to live his best life last night. He got the picture with Taylor Swift, and he was like, "I'm the proudest
granddad in the world.
ever." But here's him with Wu-Tang Clan. Chuck and Shaq and Kenny were pretty jealous of this one.
From what I read, this was a couple hours before the game, and they were there. Wu-Tang was rehearsing, and Ernie and the inside crew were getting set up, and the Wu-Tang guys saw Ernie Johnson and all wanted to meet him, and they all called him over, and the Wu-Tang was the one who summoned Ernie Johnson for this photo, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, Wu-Tang recent just out of Memphis at Riverbeat.
And inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so that's pretty awesome. And James Dolan, I know people have their issues with him, but he was right in what he said, dude. They're killing it with their half times and stuff like that. What did he say that the Spurs have someone juggling during halftime or something? It was a pretty big dig. But
someone pointed out Wembanyama trained with the Shaolin monks in the offseason, and then to train with the Shaolin monks and then have Wu-Tang come in and perform at halftime. No wonder they lost that game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with having Rock and Roll Hall of Famers perform at halftime. That's pretty good. Love Wu-Tang Clan. And then this is the last one. Someone was left off of Celebrity Row,
I'm sure,
last night, and it was Sydney Sweeney. Who's a big star, big star in her own right. She's with Scooter Braun, who notoriously stole all of Taylor Swift's music, and she
so they had to seat him away from Taylor Swift.
Yeah, so she had to re-release all of her old records.
But she got them back, didn't she?
She got them back. Yeah. Yes, she got them back. But
where are they sitting?
There's a lot of bad blood. They're
2 rows up.
Yeah, they're up on a platform right above that first 5 rows of
Zendaya should have tried to get
celebrities and rich people.
Just to rub it in on Sweeney, because they apparently have beef.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly. I don't know.
I think that's overblown. I like Sydney Sweeney. I'm cool with her.
When we used to go to the Knicks games and cover them for Slam back in the day, we had seats in the corner, kind of in the lower level in the corner. And Mike D from the Beastie Boys had season tickets on the 20th row.
Yeah.
He was not courtside, but Mike D was at every game, kind of where we were up in the stands. So one of the cool things about New York is it's a huge town and there's tons of celebrities and everyone kind of moves around and you could be next to a celebrity and not really realize, you'll see people on the subway. You'll see people. I went to dinner one night at a restaurant and sat next to Anthony Mason from the Knicks. Cool. But somebody posted on Reddit before we get off the celebrities. I just saw this
I
during
could talk
the break.
about this all day. It's fun.
So somebody posted on Reddit, I must have hit the lottery. I went to the 11:30 Comedy Cellar show last night. Wasn't sold out. Place was kind of dead because the Knicks game was happening at the same time, basically. About 4 comedians in, the host calls up Chris Rock. The place goes wild. In all honesty, Chris had the place electrified with just his presence. He then proceeded to bomb. He recovered the last 5 minutes. And then they called up Dave Chappelle. He comes in from the stairwell. And then in the last 5 minutes of him, Dave Chappelle does almost 2 hours of comedy. And then right at the very end, he brings up a drunk but funny Shane Gillis for the last 20 minutes. They slay together. They had all been at the Knicks game together, and they just swung into the Comedy Cellar after the game to just hang out and do comedy.
That is awesome.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought too, obviously, man, ESPN, ABC, they have just got to be loving life. First off, not only do they have this series, that's the thing about that game last night. We'll see what the number is because the Knicks were obviously down huge for a lot of that game. So we'll see. The game 3 had a historic number. It was one of the most watched finals games since the Jordan era. Yeah. So we'll see what this one's like because there was that huge lead. But that's the thing is I was still watching the whole time because of all the footage they were getting of just all these celebrities and famous people, sitting courtside. It made it compelling.
It was it was kind of fun to see the celebrities just squirming uncomfortably while the Knicks were getting blown out.
For sure.
Yes.
It absolutely was.
Celebrities looking miserable. That should be a whole Twitter account. Celebrities looking miserable because you could have all these guys from the game last night.
Yeah, but I mean, not only if you're ESPN, not only do you have this amazing finals finals going on right now. Stanley Cup finals tied 2-2. That's
And
tonight.
those games
you're
have all been awesome.
And you're rotating them every night. It's
Every
like
night.
epic finals game, epic Stanley Cup game. We got another one again tonight. So they're living pretty good right now. But that was awesome last night, man.
Yeah.
That's one of those games that you're just gonna remember forever. Like that's it's really, really good stuff.
OG Anunoby, like I'm waiting for somebody to do with his hand up, tipping it in, like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be coming. They're calling it the hand of OG. Have you seen that? Like,
last thing on this, do you want them to go ahead and close it out, or do you want the Spurs to get Game 5 so we can do this thing, to have the big celebration again at MSG? Because if you thought last night was awesome, them actually winning the trophy in Madison Square Garden, that's as good as it gets, man.
I saw Kazim Famuyide, he's on the morning show there, and he used to do stuff for the Knicks, tweeted, I'm trying to find it, looking at a potential New York weekend. Friday, World Cup in New York. Saturday, Knicks could clinch the championship in San Antonio. Sunday's the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City. And then Monday or Tuesday, you could have a championship parade in New York City, or you could have a Game 6 Tuesday in New York City where they win the thing and go. Apparently, like this is also like the weather's spectacular.
When was the last championship parade? It would have been the Giants.
Probably the Giants. When did the Yankees last one won?
That's a good question. When did the Yankees win one?
I mean, 2009 was the last Yankees World Series. New York Giants. I think it was before that.
Giants and Eli was before that,
because it was the Patriots, right? NFL
Twice.
championship. No, it was 2012. They won 2008 and 2012. So that was the last one, I would guess. Yeah.
The logistics of that. Good luck to whoever's got to plan that out.
Yeah, they always do it, the parade, like, because they had a couple when I lived there. They're down, like, on the south end of the island, like on Wall Street and stuff. So, like, it kind of out of the way. They don't do it in Times Square. Like,
Right.
like it would be
You
a
can't.
nightmare.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember, like, I was in New York the night when the Yankees came back and beat the Red Sox from the 4-3. They were down 3-1 and came back, and Aaron Boone hit the grand slam.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on my couch at home watching the game on TV with my window open. And I guess my cable was like 5 seconds delayed because I heard screams from out on the street when Boone hit the ball, like from all the bars in my neighborhood. Like people just, wow. And then I saw what happened on the TV. So like it's pretty cool because you're so like New York's, there's such a density of population and you're living on top of each other that when something like this happens and unites everyone, it's pretty awesome. And the freaking World Cup's happening there too at the same time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good week. It'll be fun to see how this thing plays out for sure.
Number 2.
Okay, outside of all of those celebrity photos and videos that we just shown, my favorite picture of the night came from a Grizzly and Zach Edey. This is amazing, dude. Shout out Matt Enfield. He continues
with the
to
big hat.
Bring the content. So apparently, I saw this and I thought it was like, I thought for a second it might have been like photoshopped or AI. I was like, why is Zach Edey like wearing a beekeeper's outfit? Someone said apparently his mom's a beekeeper.
Okay.
Which is, I love Zach Edey for this, dude. Like this, I've talked about this on the show before. I love honeybees, and I want to do this too.
Do
but
you
I don't
follow?
So I want to. I don't know how I could do it in my backyard in East Memphis, but like I'm so jealous of the people that set up their little, hives and stations and stuff.
I hear you.
I would love to do that. The fact that Zach Edey does this makes him so much more awesome in my book than I already thought he was.
There's an account on Instagram. It's a woman. I keep getting served it, and I saw one yesterday. I think I followed her. It's called like Honey something.
Yeah.
And she's a beekeeper, but she goes around to people's houses who have bee infestations
and saves them
and like gets the bees.
We got to save the bees, man. Yeah.
And she has like an app on her phone. She can like scan the walls and see where the bees are inside the walls. And I saw one yesterday where it was under the floor, and she got a sawed out a chunk in the floor, and she couldn't lift it up. It was so heavy, and she had to get somebody to try to help her, and they couldn't lift it up. And eventually, it was because the bee combs were all hanging down under the floor, and they were full of honey, and it was so heavy she couldn't lift it up. But
So good.
Last night,
you ever take the? I eat honey every day. Yeah, you ever just take a bite of the comb?
No.
Oh yeah, man.
Doesn't get in your beard?
Yeah, it does. And I just let it sit there. It's fine. Yeah, take a shower later.
I was on the grill last night. I was cooking some dinner outside, and while I was out there, I have a little like wooden cabinet behind me where I keep like wood and fire starters and all that stuff. As I was sitting there waiting for the chicken to cook, I look back and I see 2 hornets or bees. I don't know, big things. Not bees, hornets or wasps. I don't know the difference. Fly over and perch on that thing and then walk inside each. So I think they have like a home inside there, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Like,
I don't mess with wasp.
Yeah, but I don't want them.
I'm out to kill.
I don't want them living there. Like, do I go get a bottle? I was thinking about going to Home Depot and getting a bottle of like something spray. Man. But all the wood and stuff that I cook with is in there. So I don't want to get it on that because then
that heat will burn it off.
You think
fine.
so?
Yeah, man.
Is it gonna like
that heat will burn up those chemicals?
Is that wasp? My chicken's gonna taste like wasp poison?
It's nah. It'll that heat will burn it off. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But no, man, we love the honeybees. Zach Edey is saving the honeybees.
He posted a photo the other day of like going on a road trip. Did you see that? Zach Edey posted like he was in the car. Because he's a dog lover, and he does a lot of volunteer work around Memphis, actually, with saving strays and stuff like that. But he posted a photo, I think yesterday, of like road trip, and in the back seat of his car, he had like a huge dog bed, and the dog was set up in the back seat of the car, just chilling while he was driving.
Idea for a giveaway night.
Okay.
Zach Edey, like the
beekeeper costumes,
or just like the honeys. The honey comes in like the bear. Yeah.
What about like
a partner with a local?
There are
honey
local honey companies because you see them at the farmers market.
Bottle it up, slap a Grizzlies logo on that.
How about this?
Or beekeeper costumes. That's probably more.
My first thought was you get one of those honey bear things, but make it Zach Edey.
Yeah.
And you can fill it up with honey.
With the honey,
or just make it Grizz. It's a bear.
It's a bear.
It's a bear.
What am I thinking?
I didn't think about it.
It's a bear.
Yeah. We should
make it Grizz, fill it up with the honey.
Mem Grizz honey.
Yeah.
In a grizzly
Zach Edey
thing.
beekeeper night.
Zach Edey in the photos.
Yeah.
Or the photos are Zach Edey in the beekeeper costume holding the honey.
We'll unleash like live bees during the game and just let them fly around the arena. Yeah.
Drone bees.
Yeah,
throughout
dude.
the arena.
I like this.
Or the other idea I had was just instead of giving away a honey, give away like one of those giant things that smoke comes out of that the beekeepers have.
Yeah, like he was holding in the picture. Yeah.
Can you imagine just an arena full of people? Smoke wafting around through the arena.
I love it. I think that's
Killer Bees, like the Wu-Tang Clan.
That's a pretty solid idea.
I know, yeah. I like this.
Yeah, okay, good stuff. Yeah, shout out Zach Edey.
Number 3.
Somebody needs to clip that and send it to Carly so we can get on it for the giveaways. Number 3, I saw this clip yesterday. So there's been a lot of talk about college football is ruined now, thanks to Texas Tech and Brendan Sorsby, and we can get more into that. But Congress has gotten involved now, which usually helps things. And the government's trying to figure out how they can help and what they can do. And I think some coaches, college football coaches, maybe not even just football, but some coaches were testifying yesterday in front of Congress. And one of them was University of Memphis football coach Charles Huff, who was testifying to Ted Cruz,
Dude,
Senator Ted Cruz.
I was so surprised when I saw this because the American posted the video clip. It's about 2 minutes long.
It's long.
Yeah. Well, let's just go ahead and play it though, because I mean we haven't necessarily heard Charles Huff talk a ton. Like we've seen him in front of the microphone, a little bit, but I thought this was super compelling.
I think some other people spoke before him, and then he ended up having to go last.
Yeah.
And he makes a joke about having to be the cleanup hitter here. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, let's watch it.
I hadn't planned on being the final act, but I think everyone's touched on some really good points from different perspectives. But let me say this. College athletics is one of the very few things still left in our world that is pure, brings cultures together, brings race, creed, gender, whether it's 100,000 people in a stadium or 100 people on the edge of a pool for 2.5 hours or for whatever the game time is, we all come together. And I think a lot of people who have nothing to do with college athletics, their lives are going to change because the purity of what we've known whether you're cheering for Texas or whether you're cheering for Oklahoma or whether you're, neither and you're just at the game tailgating and enjoying that celebration, that's going to be no longer because we're going to be in a system that is completely broken. And the people that are going to get affected are not only the student athletes and the administrators inside the entity, but it's going to be the people that work their tails off to go buy a ticket to see the Longhorns play. It's going to be the people that grow up with their kids in jerseys of our student athletes because they don't have a connection to Patrick Mahomes, but they do know starting quarterback at the University of Memphis. It's going to be the St. Jude's hospitals in the city of Memphis that when we take our team and those young people who are dealing with bigger things than what we are talking about right now in life situations, they're not going to have that because there may not be a Memphis University because of the size. So we're fighting for something. We're supporting you as you fight for something that is bigger than just the student athletes on the courts and the fields and the pools, and they are important. But there are people that will never touch a college sport that need us to get it right, to keep it going. There's parents that are going to take their kids to these games. There's parents that are going to introduce discipline and accountability, responsibility through watching someone get a penalty on a play. The kids are never going to get a scholarship to play at these universities, but they're going to say, well, why did they go back 5 yards? They went back 5 yards because he jumped off sides. Those are the things that I think also the naysayers may not realize, and it may be all good and fine and dandy, yeah, they deserve, but this is going to affect the nation. This is not just going to affect our student athletes. And we need you guys to continue to carry this torch, please.
Bennett, I'll be honest here. I don't know what in the world he was talking about there.
Damn.
I mean, there was a lot going on there. It was kind of a word salad of ideas and thoughts. So what this was about was a bipartisan bill introduced by Ted Cruz, Republican from Texas, and a woman, Maria, what was her name? Cantwell from Washington, a Democrat, that's trying to create a federal framework for college sports. So this is all part of like NIL money's coming in and things are out crazy and whatever, blah, blah, blah. The NCAA has no ability to rule anything. And so a lot of coaches spoke yesterday and basically was like, it was kind of like a pep rally, I guess, of coaches being like, we need you to pass this thing.
Yeah. And this is coming off of, there's the clip of Nick Saban last week. And obviously Coach Huff is close with Coach Saban.
Why was he saying like kids won't know who Patrick Mahomes is?
I know. I didn't understand that part. And I mean,
Mahomes played at Texas Tech.
And I want to hear GP's thoughts on this when he gets back, because he's obviously talked about this a ton over the years.
Because GP thinks it's a bad idea.
Yeah, and over the past couple months specifically. And so I'd be interested to hear what he said. I think for me, like just seeing that and as opposed to just dissecting it, like I just watched that and was like, man, he is like he makes you believe.
Yeah, he's a great talker.
I totally get why Memphis was eager to get this guy.
He was a good guy to go last. Like he's a good cleanup hitter in that situation. Yeah.
Like he's just
he's got Ted Cruz ready to run through a wall.
Yeah, man. Just every time I hear him talk, I'm like, God, like he I don't know if I agree with everything, but he gets me fired up like when he speaks. And I think it's going to be.
Apparently, Derek Mason has also spoken.
Yeah.
He compared college athletics to a grocery store to talk about the economics of it. Nick Saban, Pete Bevacqua, former Notre Dame athletic director. A lot of different people that came and spoke. I mean, it probably is helpful to Cruz and Cantwell in the middle of all this that this whole Brendan Sorsby thing's happening at Texas Tech.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, college is ruined.
Yes,
look, the NCAA can't do anything. They're powerless in this. And like, it's just every situation a court comes in and issues an injunction and it takes forever and there's nothing's going to get done. I don't know. I thought it was the way he spoke was interesting. I'm not really sure what the point was of the Patrick Mahomes thing and talking about how kids learn from college sports and like you can teach someone to, hey, There's a penalty for if you jump off sides.
Yeah.
Cool. You know what else there used to be a penalty for? Gambling on sports.
Yeah, that's
not anymore.
Very true. There was also like another little Memphis football tidbit from yesterday that just took me completely off guard. Apparently, Brian Kelly is going to be let me make sure I get the terminology exactly correct before I say this. It was let's see, Brian Kelly back. Let me get there. We go. I got it right here.
Assistant.
Yeah,
consultant.
So this came from College Football Alerts, and it says Brian Kelly is back in the college football world at Memphis. He will serve as an unofficial, unpaid consultant to the Tigers' first-year head coach Charles Huff. So, I mean, that's interesting. That's obviously a huge name in the sport, Brian Kelly. That kind of popped when I saw the headline. I had to look at it a couple times because I was like, is this real or someone making this up?
My first thought was, are we going to get a press conference where Brian Kelly's dropping a main? Brian Kelly all of a sudden has a Memphis. You're gonna go get some scrumped Maine,
doing the dance.
Well, because when he got to LSU, all of a sudden he had. This,
I remember the videos of him dancing with the recruits. Yeah,
he had a Cajun out accent and was like.
Oh yeah, okay, yes. So it was when he was at the
basketball game.
Basketball game, yes.
And the press conference. He's like, y'all, come on, y'all, we're gonna get this thing figured out. Now he's gonna show up here and have the Memphis drawl.
I mean, hey, that's whatever you think about Brian Kelly. That's a dude that. Knows football, so hey,
you think he knows Memphis Merzick?
Cool with me. Maybe he's gonna learn. So I thought that was cool. Kind of an interesting note that just kind of got buried yesterday in what was a massive sports.
I think it's true. I'm like, I don't know anything about this account.
I don't either, but I mean, it got a ton of traction. So that's why I was saying, like, I don't know. I'm looking at this account has 50,000 followers. Yeah, there's no like official press release or anything like that. Which why would there be? He's an unofficial, unpaid consultant, right? Yeah. So, but I thought that was pretty interesting from yesterday.
Unofficial, unpaid consultant just means he's friends with Charles Huff, right?
I guess so.
I mean, if Charles Huff has a question, he can call him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess so. Anyways.
If anybody runs into Brian Kelly at Rendezvous or somewhere, call us. Let us know if he's around.
Let us know for sure.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Patrick Mahomes inked a historic deal yesterday in the NFL. Let me pull it up so I have this in front of me. Yeah, he 2 years on his contract, so he's going to be paid over $500 million, which is pretty insane. Beginning in 2027, so they've got him locked up long term. It's an interesting offseason for them. He's obviously coming off the torn ACL, so I don't think it's any surprise that they would still give him this massive deal regardless of the injury situation. But they said that they think he's going to be ready for training camp. But yeah, it's that's one of the biggest deals for a quarterback of all time.
I agree with you. Like, I totally forgot that he tore his ACL last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and he's not getting younger.
No.
Although, I think there's always kind of been this thought of him that he's like this athletic quarterback, but he doesn't really. Like, he's always been good about getting rid of the ball, and if he has to run a little bit to get out of trouble, he can.
I think he was more early in his career, right?
Yeah. I think I think he'll be fine. And I get why you're paying him the money, right?
So this is the third time in 6 years that the Chiefs have reset the quarterback market, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just $500 million, dude. For an NFL quarterback.
For how many years?
So the deal is for, let's see, the deal is...
Also, is it guaranteed?
Yeah, so the new money on the deal is worth $239 million, with the total value now at $504 million from 2026 through 2033. First 4 years guaranteed.
Okay.
And then who's next after him, I wonder? Like, who's the next big QB to come up for a deal?
Josh Allen?
Maybe.
Didn't he just get one?
I thought
just
Josh
got one.
Burrow did. Yeah.
Allen. I'm trying to think of who else it could be. Stafford's too old.
Yeah, Stafford's too old.
Trevor Lawrence, but he might not get a big.
Anyways, so Patrick Mahomes is super rich. Good for him. Congratulations.
Number 5.
All right, World
You
Cup.
ready?
It starts today. I'm fired up. So we have 2 matches today. And first, we actually have one more video from the celebrations of the Knicks game last night. Tyler Adams plays for the U.S. men's team, so he's watching the game last night as they get ready for their matchup versus Paraguay tomorrow. And here's them celebrating the big win yesterday. It's a sick TV they're watching on.
Looks like they all get along, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We got 2 matchups today: Mexico and Senegal, followed by North Korea and the Czech Republic. I'm sorry, South Korea and the Czech Republic. Sorry.
That'd be something.
I don't think North Korea was invited.
So Mexico is kind of fun to watch. They have a 17-year-old. I can't remember his last name.
It's Mexico and South Africa. I'm sorry, not Senegal.
Mexico has a 17-year-old kid, Gilberto Mora, who is probably worth your while watching this game. And then U.S. tomorrow plays against Paraguay. The team that scares me in the U.S. group is Turkey, because they kind of quietly have been really good for the last couple of years in European qualifying. U.S. should get out of their group.
Yeah.
They're favored to get out of their group. They're in Group D. We'll see what happens. But I just like, this is one of my favorite times of year as a soccer fan, because there's soccer on every day. Soccer is one of my favorite TV sports because there's no commercials.
Oh, I love it. I love getting up early on a Saturday or Sunday morning, watching Premier League, drinking my coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. And I was telling GP yesterday, Steven did an amazing PowerPoint presentation, a World Cup PowerPoint presentation for us the other day. So I'm fired up for it. We've been following like all the Europeans coming through and going to Buc-ee's and going to the Auburn Stadium and all that stuff. So that's been cool. But I love watching this every time it comes around, no matter what the U.S. does. And I've got so obviously I'm USA, but like the other teams that I've latched on to.
You have to have multiple teams if you're a USA fan, because you can't just rely on the USA.
Right. So I've latched on to Belgium, and I don't think that.
Why?
Oh, because I've been to Belgium.
Yeah.
Been to Brussels. Yeah. And then the Netherlands for the same exact reason. Yeah. And Memphis Depay plays for Netherlands. Yeah. So I
used to.
No, he still does.
Is he still on the team?
Yeah, they're like one of those teams. The Netherlands. What I gather is they're one of those teams that always performs well and like in the qualifying and stuff like that. And so it seems like that the people that are ranking these teams don't really believe in them, but they always prove people wrong. So they're in the mix.
Yeah,
I think they were like plus. I think they were like maybe plus 800 or something like that to get to the final. So not horrible. Yeah.
I mean, I always cheer for France because I have friends there, spend the time there. Just came back from there.
That's who my kid said he wanted to go with.
France is, I think, one of the favorites for this. France and Spain should be the two favorites.
The two favorites to get to the final.
Spain has Yamin Lamal, who plays for Barcelona, who's a teenager who's incredible also. Brazil's kind of always been my second team. Only because they've historically they were really good in the 60s and then
and everyone loves the jerseys and the gear.
That's
and all
the thing
stuff.
to me is that Brazil, they might not win the World Series, the World Cup, but they kind of have this national ethos that
they got aura.
It's more important to have aura than to win the games, and they would rather be cool than win a lot of times. So they do cool dribble moves and they'll nutmeg you and do all the other things. Ronaldinho played there and he had his stuff. So I've always been a Brazil fan. They actually have Vinny Jr., who plays for Real Madrid, who's one of the best players in the world, but he never plays good for the national team for some reason. So maybe they unlock him. England's the other one. My grandfather was from England.
Yeah.
So I've always watched them, but they've always kind of they haven't been able to get it together.
Yeah, I asked so last night we were I was getting Noah to go through and name all the teams, just read them back to me, which was a fun little
exercise. I have an idea for tomorrow's show.
But what do you want to do? I want to do something fun.
Yeah, I got something for you. We'll get to
we'll talk about it off here. And so him and my little guy Miles, he doesn't care. But I got my wife and Noah to just they don't necessarily know who the big favorites are. I was like, just tell who's your team. That not USA. USA's excluded. We're all USA. What team do you want to root for in the World Cup? My wife said Portugal, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, they got Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's 41 years old.
Yeah, but they'll probably be in the mix. They're going to get out of their group. And then my son Noah said France, and I was like, okay, nice choice, buddy. So we might sprinkle a little bit on that.
Noah, get him a France jersey.
Might sprinkle a little bit on that just because the kid said it, right? Yeah. So I'm excited, though. It'll be fun today, and we'll talk about it a bunch tomorrow. Get ready for a big weekend.
All right, cool. Let's take one more break. We'll come back. We'll get you on the carry out. You're watching the Gary Parrish Show on Grind City Media.
When the arena lights dim for a concert or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP? Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Stay on top of everything happening in the 901, the Mid-South, and beyond with Grind City Media's e-newsletter, bringing all the news and notes directly to your inbox. Lang's World, always by Lang Whitaker, touches on the biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture, while Michael Wallace's Grizzlies Insider brings you all the latest coverage and analysis around the Grizzlies and NBA. Don't miss a thing. Stay connected to the conversation and sign up to download the lowdown today at grindcitymedia.com.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
At the heart of Grizz Nation with a 26-27 season ticket membership. You can experience all the action of the Grizzlies season with the best ticket prices, exclusive benefits, and access reserved for the most loyal fans. Be a part of what's next and be there for every towel-waving moment to come. Visit grizzlies.com/season tickets to see the full list of pricing, perks, and benefits and become an MVP today. Again, that's grizzlies.com/season tickets.
Welcome back to the Gary Parrish Show. Lang Whitaker, Bennett Doyle, Kyra Black. We're hanging out with you today. And it's time to get into GP's Carry Out.
It's time for GP's Carry Out. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
All right, the main thing I want to talk about here, Bennett, is that the Knicks coming back against the Spurs was not the only huge comeback last night in sports. The Spurs were not the only team to blow a big lead. That, you know who else did? The LA Dodgers.
Oh,
Shohei Ohtani blew a game for the Dodgers.
Because
he was pitching.
He hit a home run last night too.
He hit a home run. The Dodgers had a grand slam earlier in the game, and then Ohtani came out for the 7th inning. They're playing the Pirates.
Yeah. Or wait, did he hit a home run last night? I might be wrong about that.
Ryan Ward hit a grand slam. Ohtani came out. against the Pirates.
Yeah, he did.
And Brandon Lau was up to bat. By the way, you know that guy on the Pirates, Brandon Lau?
No, what's up with
his last
him?
name is spelled Lowe, pronounced Lau. Anyway,
Lowe.
yeah, low.
That
but it's
sounds like
pronounced
Lau.
Low.
Yeah, that's weird.
Anyway, Brandon
like
Lau
that.
came up to bat, and Ohtani ended up walking him after a couple of borderline pitches. They had a challenge to use. Ohtani did not use the challenge because he said that's not his job. He lets the umpires make the calls. He's not going to challenge the umpires. And there was 2 borderline pitches that probably would have been a strike. He didn't call them. Lau got a double. Pirates came back, won the game, knocked off the Dodgers 9-8, blew a 5-run lead.
I think they'll be okay.
I do too.
Yeah.
What's today's biggest game?
Got to go with the Stanley Cup final, Game 5
What a series this has
tonight.
been.
Yeah, 7 o'clock on ABC. Vegas Knights were up 2-0 in the series. Carolina Hurricanes came roaring back. There's been so many goals scored in this series. Yeah, it's just been...
The Knights were up 4-0 that one game, and they came back and tied it.
Yeah, it's just these games have all been awesome.
I'm a big Knights fan. I don't know if you knew.
Are you?
Well, one of my best friends is a Hurricanes fan, so as a hater, I have adopted the Golden Knights just during the Stanley Cup to have a team to root for.
So my wife's aunt and her cousins are Canes season ticket holders.
Really?
They live in Raleigh, and so I kind of been rooting for them. We like the Sabres because
of Chloe.
I latch on to them because my wife's from Buffalo and her family all loves the Sabres, so that's kind of who I root for. Casually, but once when they were almost when they were making a run, I was
you're in.
That was my team.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lifelong fan kind of thing.
Yeah,
but now I'm with the Canes.
Okay,
so
all right, well, yeah, I'm gonna watch tonight. I'm excited about this.
Minus 162 Canes tonight. I will.
It's in Carolina.
Yeah,
it's in Raleigh.
It's in Raleigh. I'll go with them. Yeah. I'll go with the Canes.
I'll go with the Knights.
You go with the Knights?
Because the Canes switched goalies before the last game. They had the rookie in there starting, and he had a good game. I think his magic runs out tonight.
Okay, gotcha.
What are we watching on TV?
By the way, you know how badass hockey is that in the last game, 2 games ago, the dude from the Knights
takes
caught
the
a
shot
puck
to the face. Yeah.
100 miles an hour to the face, gets up, skates off, started the next game.
Okay, this is, I'm going to sound really naive here. And maybe they all are, and I just don't notice it. Maybe it doesn't matter. Why is everyone not wearing a mouth guard?
I think they are.
Is it lame?
Also, the guy, well, I think they take it out for the games if they're missing teeth already because it looks cooler. But those guys, like that guy who got hit in the face, there's a face shield on the helmet. It hit the face shield
and ricocheted.
The shield smashed his face in. Yeah, but it kept it, I guess, from being worse than it could have been.
Yeah, I don't understand
why they don't all wear like football mouth guards,
like the greatest mouth guard. And I think it's because they think it's lame to do that.
It might be.
Yeah,
they'll also have
I gotta be honest, man. Seeing those dudes walk around,
tough.
with like missing all their teeth,
beards. They have the playoff beards. Yeah,
it's kind of cool looking. So
it is cool looking.
Maybe I can understand, but
bro, when you retire, you can just get fake teeth.
I mean, have you ever had a tooth knocked out?
Not like that.
Like I've had a tooth broken in half.
I've had that happen,
and it was painful
happened to me
as
at a
hell.
Grizzlies game. Remember that at the start of the season last year? I had a crown come off.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
I was doing radio with Eric Hasseltine right during dinner before the game. All of a sudden, there's blood pouring out of my mouth, and I'm like, "What is happening?" So I've had that happen.
But dude, I've had half a tooth break off, and it was the most painful thing ever.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine just taking a puck to the face and losing both your front teeth and one down here. It's crazy to me. Yeah. But
anyway, what are we watching on TV now? You got something.
The other thing was this just stood out to me when I was looking through what's on television tonight.
Yep.
On NBC at 7 o'clock, something called Surviving Earth is an 8-part prehistoric nature docuseries on NBC exploring Earth's major extinction events and the resilience of life over 450 million years.
It's important.
It's
important. I just took an astrophysics class at the University of Memphis last.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a student. Yeah,
and made a 97 in astrophysics.
Nice, man.
But it began with a lot of talk about extinction events and things that happen on the Earth and in the universe. So I'm actually sort of interested in that. Although I'm probably I need to catch up on Widow's Bay. Have you watched that on Apple?
I haven't. That's on our
Great
list.
show.
Yeah,
horror,
everyone
it's
says
like a comedy horror show, but the latest episode came out last night.
Okay.
Tuesday night. So I got to catch up on that. Great show. Matthew Reese from The Americans.
Yeah,
stars in it.
So we got to finish. We started watching. I've started watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
The movie?
With the kid, yeah, with the kiddos last night because Disclosure Day comes out this weekend. The new Steven Spielberg.
Close Encounters is actually shown at the Orpheum.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that maybe the movies are loosely tied together.
Similar,
yeah. So I wanted to rewatch Close Encounters.
I watched it with my son like a couple months ago.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
awesome,
good.
Yeah.
It's so great. Richard Dreyfuss, awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, I got some movie stuff for tomorrow too. Yeah, we'll do all that tomorrow.
What's the best thing we've read?
I read this article this morning on The Athletic, and it was about Serena Williams is trying to make a comeback. And she's been away for a while, and part of her comeback is she's lost a lot of weight, and she's been really open about it. She owns a company with her husband who started Reddit. They own a weight loss, GLP-1.
Wait, her husband started Reddit?
Yeah, Alexis, whatever his name is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And now he owns a team in the indoor golf league, TGL. Anyway, they have one of the companies they invest in or whatever is one of the GLP-1 companies, and it's the one Charles Barkley actually endorses. So he's lost a lot of weight. She's lost a lot of weight. But there was a discussion today in The Athletic about should GLP-1s be considered a performance-enhancing drug. It's an interesting conversation.
Well, I mean,
she's coming back in large part because she's been using the drug.
Like when you first said that, I was like, that's stupid. But then when you think about it, like cutting weight is a big part of athletics. So if you're using something to speed up that process, is it fair? I don't know. That's interesting.
It wasn't really an answer to the question. It was just more like, this is a conversation that we maybe should have. So I don't know. It's in The Athletic today. It's an interesting thought.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
We got a lot from tomorrow, too.
Yeah.
We're not playing golf tomorrow. We'll be here.
We're going to be here.
And we're going to talk about the Stanley Cup. We'll talk about the World Cup. A lot of Cup talk. We'll get into Game 5. Jessica Benson will be here. Movie talk. Did I forget anything?
No, I think that's good. It's going to be a big Friday show. I'm excited.
Big Friday. We're fired up. All right. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Stay tuned. Chris Vernon Show will be on in 20 minutes right here on Grind City Media. And then the Odds Couple at 2 o'clock. I'll be on that with Rob Fisher and Roser. So appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You've been watching the Gary Parrish Show on Grind City Media.